welcome back to our YouTube channel.
We hope we don't give you food poisoning again. That was a mistake.
Coming up, vegan cupcakes and the celebrity guest. Hello, the million followers that we have. Our celebrity today is Jenna Ivy.
Thank you so much for having me on your home cooking show, Barb. I wanted to do this for so long.
Oh my goodness, so today we will be making
Devil's Food gluten-free chocolate cupcakes with some plant-friendly substitutions.
and a blueberry vegan frosting.
Stay tuned. Here are all the things that we're going to be needing today. So we're actually going to use a box mix for our gluten-free Devil's Food cupcakes because not everybody has the time to make things from scratch. But there are ways to take simple gluten-free pre-mixes and then adapt them for plant-based eaters. So with the box mix, you need 1 cup of water. It calls for 1/2 cup of butter melted. But for plant-based substitution today, we're going to use applesauce because it's going to be a moistening agent. It's going to have a nice sweet flavor to it that's natural. And instead of eggs, we're going to be making a flax egg. So the ratio for a flax egg, or if you're making a chia egg, which actually chia seeds today, is 1 tablespoon of the seeds for 3 tablespoons of water. And I actually find that if you use warm water when you do the mixture, it sets a lot more easily. So I'm going to just pour the seeds into the water right now so that as Barb tells you about the frosting, we can get this egg setting up so it's a nice and jelly consistency.
Okay guys, so for the frosting, we're going to do a vegan frosting. We're going to use dairy-free milk, any choice that you want. Here we have an oat milk. Also, dairy-free butter. We're going to use a stick of the butter. I have a plant-based. Mine has a little bit of avocado oil in there, but that's okay. That will be covered up by the berries. We're also going to use a little bit of the coconut milk. And the coconut milk, you leave the can in the refrigerator overnight, so the water is at the bottom and the coconut is at the top. I'll show you that later. And we're going to actually do blueberry and blackberry. Cornstarch for thickening, we may or may not use it, and 1.5 cup of powdered sugar. The cookware that we have is...
So what we're going to be needing today is a hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer, don't worry. Just some good old muscle work, and a fork and a bowl is going to take good care of you.
Or your finger, just kidding.
A 12 cupcake pan. If you have 2 6s, whatever you have. A 1/2 cup measuring cup, a teaspoon, and a tablespoon. We're going to get started. So I just want to show you guys a little bit of a close-up here. The chia seed has been sitting in this water for just a few minutes already, and it's getting this nice jelly consistency. So this is what's going to be the binding agent in our plant-based gluten-free Devil's Food cupcakes with a little bit of extra health for your tummy.
Okay. We're back!
So we went ahead and turned the oven on to 325 according to the directions on the back of the box. It's 325 for a non-stick pan, which our muffin pan is. So while I'm getting ready to make this cake, Barb is going to use these adorable muffin cups. If you don't have muffin cups, don't worry. You can use coconut oil on a paper towel and just wipe the inside of the rims, and then it'll be easy once they cool to just turn it over and pop them out.
Yep. So I'll do that. Let me go over the frosting real quickly here. So the coconut milk that we're going to use, you're just going to scoop up the top of this and put it in your bowl. They do recommend that you put the bowl in the refrigerator overnight, or at least for a couple hours. So when you put your cool stuff in here, which is different than regular cupcakes where you want it room temperature, for vegan cupcakes with coconut milk, you want that coconut milk cold. We're gonna add the powdered sugar, just a little bit. And we're gonna put the butter in here. Then we're gonna mix that up and see if we need any of that milk.
So now that I've put the box mix into the bowl, I'm gonna take a hand mixer, and I'm just gonna fluff the powdered mix and make sure that I'm breaking up all the clumps right now so that it doesn't give me a problem later when I add my wet ingredients. All right, so I gave that a stir. So now I'm gonna add 1 cup of water. Give that a stir. A ½ cup of applesauce as my butter replacer. In baking substitutions in general, you can use a 1-to-1 ratio for applesauce to either butter or oil. So in goes the applesauce, a little bit of extra moist sweetness.
It looks good.
And then, once we have that all done, smells good. Like that.
The consistency, if you can see, is already starting to look just like a normal non-vegan consistency of a cake.
And then here we go. Here's our chia egg. Quite sticky.
The beauty of this is you could eat all the cake and frosting you want. There's no raw egg in there.
That's my favorite part. That's how Nana always used to do it. Just good. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for these to get baked.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna put them in here, and Barb's gonna get going on the frosting while I fill up the cupcake cups.
325 for how long?
The box says 16 to 21 minutes for the cupcakes. So I'm gonna get filling these, and she's gonna walk you through more of the frosting.
Okay, so we have the coconut milk in here and the plant-based butter. We put in a little bit of sugar. Now we're gonna slowly put in more. You could steep your sugar. I don't think there's really a need for it, so I don't. But feel free to do that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of sugar and keep going. After you mix that in, a little more, and just do it in bits. We put the blackberries in, and now the blueberries. This is the consistency we got to. We skipped the milk, and we added another 1.5 cups of powdered sugar.
And now we're going to put our yummy cupcakes in the oven and set a timer for 16 minutes. Since the box said 16 to 21, I like to set a timer for the least amount of time and then start checking them after that, knowing that it can take as long as 21 minutes. We're going to take them out and see where we're at. So I checked them at 16 minutes. They still needed quite a bit of cooking left. So I put them back in for another 4. Knives work when you don't have toothpicks. What you just want is for it to come out cleanly. And then you're just gonna leave these to cool. Another key tip for gluten-free baking, whether you're using box mix or whether you're making anything else at home with replacement flours, gluten is an actual binding agent. So if you're having a gluten-free good, it's not going to have that same spongy consistency right away. If you let it sit and cool though, it firms up quite a bit. So there's a little bit of a difference when you're taking things out. Make sure it cools all the way. So frosting is in the refrigerator, getting nice and cold. We're going to let these cool off, and in the meantime, Barb and I are going to enjoy a nice cup of tea. See you guys soon.
Things you do while you're waiting for cupcakes to cool. You dance. You have tea. My favorite teacup.
is it? Your thumb wars, friend. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. Oh, I'm terrible at this.
We're back.
Welcome back. We've had tea. We've enjoyed some sunshine while letting the cupcakes and the frosting cool off.
All right, so now to pipe your frosting, you're gonna get one of these bags. Any of these cupcake bags at any of the grocery stores will work. The glass cup, put that in there. Pick your piping. All right, pick your piping tip. I chose number 18. But really it doesn't. However, you want how deep and defined you want to get with your decorating. You might want to use something a little bit smaller or bigger.
So I've never used one of these.
So you just put it all the way to the end of your bag and then you snip off.
We're snipping off the plastic right where the pipe tip ends.
Yep. I want to get some better scissors for that, but
I'll help you hold it. There we go. Teamwork making the dream work.
that's right. So you got your piping tip, you got your bag. Bring your piping tip all the way down. So your bag goes to the edge of it, and then you can use any old cup.
Oh,
Mess
that's
free.
a hack.
Mess free.
That's a good hack right there.
So that's our consistency. And just fill it up so you're not having to use 20 different bags.
Taster approved.
Yes.
It's delicious.
And it's got little chunks of blueberry in there. And blackberry. All right, here's the try. So then here, you just kind of push it down. Oops. You make a mess. And I like to use a rubber band right at the edge. Just rubber band it. So it's not getting on your hands. All right, let's give it a try. Hey!
Yummy coconut, powdered sugar, blue and blackberries.
Gluten-free and vegan. Healthy and delicious. Ta-da! Ta-da! Our cupcakes are all completed.
Thank you, Andy, for coming out for a taste test and for allowing me to co-host on this episode.
Celebrity Jenna, all the way from California. Here you go, sir. Vegan, gluten-free cupcakes. Cheers, guys. First taste test. Oh my God, that's delicious.
That
It's
double
really good.
food mix is really good.
Oh my God, it's almost like a brownie consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What do you guys think of
That
the
is
frosting?
They're more dense. Oh, the frosting has so much berry flavor in it and just the right amount of sweetness.
Wow. Delicious. Thanks you guys for joining us. See you next time.
I got it.
Okay.
Boop. Bag is open. So in goes the cake mix. Might have a berry blockage.
Let's fix the bag. Not bad. So, oh my God, just made us. Pause!
Just came right up to that rubber band. It was every time.
Check out. You
Give them
smell?
love. Send loving thoughts into the food that you're making that's going to nourish your body.
Food is as important as the thoughts you put in your head.